Scarlett Johansson recalled the on-set chaos while filming the Avengers and how Kevin Feige's vision proved right after one unforgettable shot. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Scarlett Johansson, widely known for portraying Natasha Romanoff in the MCU, recently reflected on filming The Avengers, 2012, the first ensemble feature of the superhero franchise. The Avengers remains one of the standout movies in the MCU. It marks the first-ever ensemble of superheroes uniting to battle Loki and his Chitauri army in New York City. However, according to Scarlett Johansson, Kevin Feige was the only person who believed in the movie's success during production. Johansson recently reflected on the skepticism and the uncertainties surrounding the first ensemble feature of the MCU, until one particular shot made her and her co-stars realize that it might actually be something great. Reflecting on how each Marvel film before the 2012 hit had a distinct tone and identity, she told Vanity Fair, when you added the characters all together, plus Hulk and Hawkeye, it just felt like a big mess, to be honest. She continued, explaining how chaotic and surreal it felt on set, noting that no one, except Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and director Joss Whedon, believed that it would actually work. Although the film became a massive hit, earning $1.5 billion worldwide, Box Office Mojo, and a fan favorite, Johansson revealed that during production, the cast was filled with skepticism. Further reflecting on the 2012 film The Avengers, Scarlett Johansson revealed the turning point that changed her and her co-stars' outlook on the movie's potential. Johansson shared, "Even on the set, it felt crazy. We all looked insane. What are we doing? I don't think anybody knew if it was going to work or not besides Kevin Feige and Joss Whedon." However, she still emphasized that the cast trusted the filmmaker's vision, especially after one iconic scene that made them realize the movie had real potential. However, despite how iconic the scene turned out to be, Johansson admitted it didn't feel that way during filming. "But so much of it didn't feel cool when we were shooting it," she said. "The moment came during the iconic scene where the superheroes assemble to face Loki's Chitauri army, as the camera spins around them. Johansson said that was when they all realized the film might actually work. I remember the scene where we all are in that 360 of the characters together," she recalled. "That was the moment where we all thought this maybe could work. It felt powerful. When we watched the playback, it looked really cool." Despite the initial skepticism and uncertainty, the actress reflected fondly on that time, recalling how young they all were, how much fun they had, and how close the cast became as friends. Kevin Feige on why the Fantastic Four First Steps will outshine the 2000s movies with a comic-accurate Galactus and retro-futuristic vibes. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Let us rewind to the mid-2000s, when superhero movies were still finding their footing. Jessica Alba portrayed Sue Storm, also known as the Invisible Woman, in Fantastic Four, 2005, and its sequel, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, 2007. Marvel fans, get ready to blast off into a new era for the Fantastic Four. On May 29, 2025, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige dropped some exciting news about the Fantastic Four: First Steps, the MCU's upcoming take on Marvel's first family. Many of us remember the 2000s Fantastic Four films, where Jessica Alba brought Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, to life. Those movies had their charm, but Kevin Feige is taking a big leap of faith by promising something bigger, bolder, and truer to the comics this time around. In a recent interview, he shared why this reboot will outshine the earlier versions, and it's all about embracing the cosmic, retro-futuristic heart of the Fantastic Four. But let us be real, those movies didn't quite capture the full magic of the Fantastic Four comics. While neither of the 2000s movies could amass a blockbuster success, Marvel's first family did not lose its relevance. To ensure it does not happen in the future, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has taken the beacon of hope into his own hands. "I think that there are no four characters that are more important for the history of Marvel," Feige mentioned while promising to deliver justice to Marvel's first family. Via Empire magazine. She starred alongside Ioan Gruffudd as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm, The Thing. Directed by Tim Story, these films were among the early comic book blockbusters, coming out just a few years after Spider-Man, 2002, kicked off a superhero craze. With Matt Shakman as the director, Feige is adamant to bring back the classic Fantastic Four energy with this new era of superheroes. In the interview, he said, while referring to the 2000s version of the movie, there was still a bit of fear of being silly. However, Feige believes that the new Fantastic Four, First Steps will challenge all those notions and craft a place for itself. Kevin Feige, who served as an executive producer on the 2000s Fantastic Four films, knows exactly where those movies fell short. In his recent interview with Empire magazine, he reflected on how the comic book movie landscape has evolved over the past 2 decades. He said, "In another time, some might consider the notion of somebody with a big, angular helmet walking through a city goofy. I consider it awesome." Feige's excitement is palpable when he talks about finally bringing a true Galactus to the screen, and this new approach, set in the retro-futuristic 1960s, looks promising. With a stellar cast including Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Backrack, the Fantastic Four, First Steps is shaping into the cosmic adventure fans have been waiting for. Feige's promise to embrace the classic Fantastic Four energy has us counting down to the July 2025 release. With the hype for Superman and its evident success, Kevin Feige's The Fantastic Four, First Steps would have a tough time competing with the DCU franchise. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. It seems like it's been a long time since we've had blockbuster movies colliding in cinemas, but in a few weeks, we will experience another phenomenon that will bring back that nostalgic feeling. This time, Marvel and DC's flagship titles will lock horns at the box office. It's going to be the summer we will all remember, as July marks the showdown of 2 massive comic book movie franchises in Hollywood. The Fantastic Four, First Steps goes toe-to-toe against Superman, both titles holding massive expectations from fans. Test screenings for each movie yielded mixed reactions, but in the end, the general audience will decide who wins and earns the most income at the box office. With Kevin Feige feeling very confident about the success of his beloved project, we have James Gunn's Superman getting all the hype. This contradicts Kevin Feige's statement about his passion project. He told Empire magazine how the legacy of the first family shines above any other characters in the franchise. "There are no 4 characters that are more important for the history of Marvel," he said, later adding that it was an unexpected dream come true and that the movie will launch a new era for the MCU. The new Fantastic Four and Superman movies are much-needed reboots after what seems like a disastrous period for both the MCU and the old DCU. What we have right now is the question of the decade. Which movie will top the box office this summer? Let's get to the results of the test screenings first. Famed scooper Jeff Snyder wrote in his newsletter, The In Snyder, that the early reactions to the Fantastic Four, First Steps were mid and meh, and the majority said it's an okay movie. In addition, Box Office Theory released a tracking and forecast report for David Corenswet's Superman. The prediction claims that the movie will earn $154 million to $175 million on its domestic opening weekend, the highest amount for 2025 and potentially the biggest number for any Superman movie. Now, Superman's test screenings yielded mixed reactions, but on extreme levels. Snyder said that the audience's responses ranged from love to hate. In short, it had a stronger effect than the Fantastic Four reboot. This could be a deciding factor for the general public to choose which movie is worth checking out